Hey everybody, welcome into the Arena, multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 185. I'm your host Expat, and we have all the crew with us. Fubu87, he is not with us this week. He should be back next week. But we have Burleman Gaming, Turn-Based Carl, and Leah the Hatless. So how you guys doing? So Burley, how are you in Canada?
I'm doing good. The weather has cooled down. It's back down to 15 degrees Celsius here. Love
Jeez.
this.
Nice.
Let the
Nice.
no fans, no air conditioners. Let the windows open. It makes little Astro sit happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wish Astro was happy out here. Astro is still melting here in Japan. It's like 32, 33 degrees every day.
Oh
And it's
no!
just like it's still like a sauna when you go outside. It's yeah. September is usually still pretty bad when it comes to the humidity and everything here. It usually doesn't go away until like the second week of October or so. Yeah, so yeah, he's melting. Carl, NFL season has started. Are you watching any of it?
I haven't watched anything yet. What was there, one game, I assume?
There's
Already?
two games. Yesterday was
Oh,
the
yeah,
Packers and
two.
Eagles in Brazil, of all places.
Oh,
Yeah,
fancy.
yeah.
I'm
For
gonna
for
watch.
an NFL game to be in Brazil, yeah, that's a first. And what's really, you know, uh, the Packer fans, I feel for them because they're really upset that they were playing on this kind of soggy grass in Brazil, but Jordan Love, the starting quarterback for the Packers, most likely might be out for the season now. He had some really, really bad leg injury, like with 6 seconds
Ooh.
left in the game. Yeah.
God, first game.
First game, just like last year with Aaron Rodgers, it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah. But I hope that happens again. Even
Wow!
though the, even
Well,
though the
guess who
Jets
they
are my
play?
team.
Guess who they play on Monday night? They play the Niners. They play my team. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
go Niners.
And
49ers hopefully will crush them. So, yeah.
I think I put the 49ers to win. We started a work pool, just no
Yeah.
money, but just for bragging rights. And
Yeah.
the one guy that knows the most about NFL lost on the first game,
Yeah.
and the guy that knows the least, me, got a point. So
Yeah.
we were doing a whole thing in like a work WhatsApp chat, and he's like, "Bullying's not allowed," and I was like, "It's not bullying if we're right."
Yeah. And the first game was excellent though. The Ravens and the Chiefs, which was a game that the AFC Championship game last year. So it came down to like a toe. I mean, in the back of the end zone, the guy for the Ravens caught the ball to tie the game, with a touchdown, but his toe, just a smidgen of his toe was on the line.
Ooh.
And so, yeah,
I mean, he's off. Same thing in soccer. Like, if you step the line, the ball is in. Doesn't
yeah,
matter if it's like a quarter of an inch. It's in, it's over. It
yeah,
counts.
yeah. And that would have tied the game, and the Ravens would have had a chance for a 2-point conversion to win the game. And then, of course, Andy Reid, did the obvious thing and called for a replay, and yeah, that was it. So, oh
I'm
well.
gonna
But
watch
anyway,
the
yeah,
Bills game. They're playing at home, so
uh,
tomorrow. So that
yeah,
also means stay away from that area of this town because
yeah, yeah.
traffic will be terrible.
Oh
You'll
yeah,
get stuck over
yeah.
there. It'll be awful.
Yeah, and this is the time of year when you love to go to a football game because the beginning of the fall season, usually most stadiums, the weather
Weather's
is
good still. Yeah.
really good. Yeah. So whereas December, January, boy oh boy, I mean, especially Buffalo, man. I mean, it's like snowpack city, man. Yeah.
We're in the South Town, so we get the lake effect snow. So
Right.
you could get like
Right.
3-6 feet of snow like in one town. The next town up, you got like nothing. Just
Yeah.
nothing.
It's
So
yeah. Whereas, for Levi Stadium out in, Silicon Valley area where the Niners play, it's just rain. Yeah, so it's either really sunny and a beautiful day or it's raining. But anyway, Leah, I'm sure people in Madeira, they don't care too much about the NFL, but what's been going on over there?
I mean, mostly like things have been kicking up gear. Like the government is back, the court is back,
Uh-huh.
everyone is back, football
Uh-huh.
season is back to
Uh-huh.
school. Now it's getting really hectic because schools, I think, open up next week on Monday.
Oh,
It's
okay.
gonna be chaos.
Oh, so Madeira is on the same type of school system America's on then. They start in the fall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
so
pretty much
okay.
start in the fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
this is
it's gonna
first week of
be
school
chaotic.
over here. My daughter's starting. Well, some schools started, but my daughter's starting pre-K in the school district next week.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So all kids back to school.
Yeah.
I'm just sad because Astrobot didn't arrive on time. Like the store didn't
Uh,
have it. I couldn't play it on launch.
Oh
But
yeah.
next
no.
week's gonna be
Yeah.
here, so hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm just playing Astro Room to kind of
Right.
catch me
Right.
up until the game comes along.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Yeah, well, here in Japan, when it comes to the school year, it's now the second semester has started. So the school year in Japan starts in April in the spring. But here in
Oh,
Japan, we're getting geared up for Tokyo Game Show. So that's
oh
coming up
yeah.
in a few weeks. Yeah, time at the end of the month here. So we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking. We're going to talk about TGS a little bit in this episode, but we're also going to talk about Astrobot. Black Myth Wukong. We're going to talk about that as well. And so that's why I'm really bummed that Fubu couldn't join us for this episode, because obviously he did an extra take for us, a really good extra take on Black Myth Wukong. So please go and check that out. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that. And we're also going to be talking about Metaphor ReFantazio, which is coming next month. So that's really interesting. Xbox's plans for TGS, the Switch 2 rumors, and of course the PS5 Pro talk, which
all
obviously, yeah, unfortunately, it's all. I mean, I just wish PlayStation would just come out and announce it already. I'm sick and tired of all these like sites and like clickbaits and everything about when it's coming and stuff.
Yeah.
I just wish they would just get it over with and just tell us, okay, it's coming out at this date or whatever. And what did you guys think of you saw the logo for the 30th anniversary, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And you see on the PlayStation logo there, the S, where the S is, just to the right of that, you see an image supposedly of the PS5 Pro. So just announce it already, for Christ's sakes, But anyway, we're going to be talking about that. And then, of course, we'll also be talking about Concord. Oh, Concord. So we'll be talking about that. And then I'd like it, and Burley, if you could do that in the chat, please. I want to put up another poll, and I put up a poll in the community on the YouTube channel, and we got about 16 or 17 votes pertaining to which do you think would win Game of the Year. So if you only had a choice of these two games, Astrobot or Black Myth Wukong. And in the community, Black Myth Wukong won overwhelmingly, which is interesting. And then over on X, I was really disappointed with the turnout when it came to the poll that I put up there. It only had 2 votes. I was really disappointed. I was hoping that a lot more people would have actually, took a second or two and voted. But Astrobot, of the 2 votes, got got the win. But yeah, let's during the show give us your vote. Which game, if you had only those 2 to choose from, would be Game of the Year? So, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in the show. But okay, let's go ahead and jump in. So the weekly news beat. So of course, Astrobot. So we've got a ton of reviews on that. So Burley, you're gonna be streaming that, right?
Oh
Pretty
yeah.
soon? Yeah.
We'll have an take for Astrobot soon.
Yeah. So we got the reviews for Astrobot, and they're pretty close to perfection. I mean, most of the outlets have been giving it either a 9 out of 10 or a perfect score, a 10 out of 10. So yeah, I mean, my question to you guys, And there was a pretty big review over on Engadget, so shout out to Engadget here. But do you, Burley? I'll start with you. I mean, I know you haven't played it yet, but I mean, do you think this could be one of the best games that Sony has ever made?
I do actually, because like I know I haven't played this one, but I did play Playroom. And Playroom, you felt, even though people call it a tech demo, built-in short little game, you can tell all the love and the passion they put in with it, and they made use of everything they could in that game. They got to show you how good the adaptive triggers with the dual sense, so you get that feature that sadly not a lot of games use to good effect. You've got that. It uses its quick load time, so it's really using that SSD and all that. And it just has all the references and the love. If you've been a PlayStation fan, from it doesn't matter what generation you jumped in on, there's references, winks, and nods and stuff to PlayStation hardware, PlayStation franchises, even stuff that never produced into actual games, but they used for like promotional art and promotional videos back in the day. That was just in the Playroom, and that was just a short version. Now, from what I've heard with this, is they've really expanded. They really do use everything, give you new abilities, new options, and really, you have better level design, and you have other perks and stuff. So I can, if they've really sat and from what I've heard and cranked on this, like I would give the Playroom like a 9 easy. So if they really pushed on it and it feels like every time you put down this game, you're wanting, I put it down, but I want to play more, but I got to go to bed or I got to do something. If it keeps that feeling of you wanting more and more every time you're playing it,
Sure.
why not? Why not this be a 10 or a high 9?
Yeah, yeah. Leah, your thoughts?
I'm gonna kind of tie in a bit of what Fubu said to me when we were talking, which is the thing about Astrobot is that it's close to perfection, and when you see the developers' interviews, they have that care and consideration of like when the trigger hits, it hits immediately. The transitions are smooth. This has to respond really well. And if you see like the collection of AAA titles that we have, there's always something with it, right? The command doesn't do this perfectly, or there's a bit of a glitch when you activate something, and there's always this crux of the matter. And the truth is, Astrobot, even in the Playroom, because I've been playing, it's perfect. You don't even have time to consider what goes wrong and what isn't responding or not. Like, if you're completing the level, is up entirely to your ability as a player. And for example, Wukong had some issues. He had issues with map, he got lost. If you like faced a boss for whatever reason you weren't prepared, like you lose like so much of your progress. So Wukong is like a great game, obviously, but Fubu found issues with the game and things he didn't like. And I feel like with Astrobot, that's probably a lot harder for people to find problems with the gameplay on its own. And it's fun. And I think honestly, people just like what is fun.
Yeah, a lot of people out there would kind of still consider this like a overblown demo in a sense, but I mean, this is like technically the 5th entry in the Astrobot installment,
Yep.
the series. Yeah, and it's the first full-fledged game. Yeah, so I think some of the developers were talking about how this 12, like a 12 to 15 hour game basically. And they would rather have a 12 to 15 hour game rather than have a 40-hour game that there are parts of the game that just feel like could be skipped. Yeah. But Carl, what are your thoughts here? I know you've played a lot of PlayStation games as well. Could this, be ranked among the best?
I was taught that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
No, for Carl,
Yeah.
A Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom is gonna be Game of the Year.
That's probably, I'd rather play that, but I don't know. It's just not for me. To say like it's one of the best PlayStation games. I mean, I like story, and I like
Mhm.
interesting, deep characters in my video games. This isn't something that I play anymore. I don't really play video games to just for like the sheer fun of the moment to moment gameplay. It's not really what
Mhm.
I do. So
Mm.
no, I don't really want to say bad things about a game that I haven't played because I don't know, and it's just not for me. So
Mhm. Okay.
I won't
Makes
say.
sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, next up, let's go ahead and move on here. So, how excited are you guys for the Switch 2? And when it does eventually arrive, are you going to buy it day one? Burley, I'm sure you are, right?
Oh yeah, they already here. They already have my money. Give me the Super Switch. Monopoly money.
Uh huh.
Hey, if Nintendo would take the Monopoly money, I'd give them right now. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Leah, how about you?
I
You?
look at my financial advisor and he'll do the
Yeah.
math and he'll let me know. I don't know because honestly,
Is that
I'm
Fubu?
really happy with my OLED right now. So I feel like the
Food.
Switch 2 would really have to do something really impressive for me to get, oh my god, this is it right now. Unless it comes with the new Animal Crossing and a
Mm-hmm.
special edition, and then I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Carl, are you into getting a Switch 2 on the day one, or would you wait like you have on the PlayStation 5?
I gotta know what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, the way things are right now in my life, realistically, I'm not gonna buy it day one, like, because I'm just not gonna have the time to play the games. Like, but let's say things were normal in my life, I was able to play as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
It would
Which
definitely
will
depend.
come, Carl? Which will come? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
I
get
mean,
back to
it's
more
when we
one day.
don't know, but it will come. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's the kind of thing where I got to see what they're presenting, right? What it's going to be,
Hmm.
what kind of games are going to come with it, and what they're going to reveal to come soon. And I something I might buy day one in that situation, right?
Okay, so the news here, and this is from mynintendonews.com. So David Gibson, so he's an analyst. He's suggesting that the Switch will be unveiled this month and will be released in March 2025. And he posted a tweet on X, which is really interesting. He says that Nintendo assembler Hoshiden is spending 2 billion yen on production equipment and 1 billion yen on automation in fiscal year March of 2025 for its major customer, Nintendo. So that's one of his main reasons for expecting the news to come out this month and for the Switch to be released in March of next year. So what do you guys think of this? Burley, I'll start with you here. Do you think he could be spot on this?
I think it's quite very, very close that, yeah, this could be, we could be getting the Switch 2 early next year. Because what are you going to ramp up production like that for? Like, we already
Yes.
have
Yes.
the last model, known model we have of the Light coming out it comes out at the end of this month,
Hmm.
in September with for the Echoes of Wisdom. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's not like if they release any OLED, it's going to be just before the holiday season. So I think, and it is time for them to be ramping out for next hardware. So it would make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Carl, your thoughts on this? Yeah, I mean that's a pretty big spike in production there.
Yeah, I mean, we know it's coming soon. Obviously, people thought it might be this year, but obviously next year. There's no way it's not going to hit next year. So yeah, we're going to see it probably soon.
Yeah. Leah?
I mean, Nintendo did say like don't expect anything for 2024, but for 2025, it's almost a go, right? They said something releasing around the first quarter of 2024, so it'll probably be April, after April, something like that. It's possible. I'm just a bit worried because people were shocked that the Switch 2 might have backwards compatibility, but like that's been a thing with the consoles forever. Like my DS, like we could play Game Boy cartridges on the DS. Like it's always
Yeah.
been a thing of they were never gonna do a Switch 2 without the ability of playing Switch 1 games or
Yeah.
like translating.
That's
Like
a given, I think. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Well,
got to have that.
Nintendo.
So the GameCube, the Wii played GameCube games, right?
Mm-hmm.
I assume the Wii U play Wii games.
Yeah,
I-
yeah,
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 it was
yeah.
this.
Yes.
It's a CD.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
did it
was
play GameCube games?
No, it did
No.
not do GameCube.
Okay,
But I think they will keep the backwards compatibility because
they have to.
they have to because
Yeah.
you have like over 100 million units sold of the Switch.
Right.
A way to light and make sure your console doesn't launch well is be like, yeah, no, you have to have the Switch and the Switch 2. They would be like, they would just lose out on money, and people like me, even though I'm a content
Yeah.
creator and stuff, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'm not giving you my money day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not tradition. Like Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance play Game Boy games.
Well, just
Nintendo
in this-
Yeah, like,
3DS,
when it's
DS,
similar, like it makes sense. They do it right. Well, obviously, like
Yeah.
the Switch didn't play Wii U games, or right,
Mhm.
but there's a good reason for that.
Yeah, 'cause
Although the whole
they ported most of the Wii games.
well, yeah, but
Yeah,
like
I
there's,
mean-
obviously, there's no disk drive, right?
Mhm.
And but the one thing, like the virtual console, is the thing that I think people look at. It's like, well, why didn't that continue?
I just-
Nintendo was greedy.
I mean, in this day and age, I mean, there's no reason why there shouldn't be backwards compatibility with this system. It's a given, I think. Yeah, like Burley was saying, there's over 100 million players in their player base, and they don't want to piss them off day one by saying that no, you have to play. You know, we're only launching games for the Switch 2, and you can only play Switch 2 games on the Switch 2. So. Yeah.
September. I'd be surprised if we get both the PS5 Pro and the Switch 2.
I know.
This
I know.
month, but hey,
Could happen.
Maybe it's Tokyo
Yeah.
Game Show. No.
Well, Nintendo won't. They're
Yeah.
not going to be at Tokyo Game Show. They're really never there. The only thing they're going to be at Tokyo Game Show is at the conference that they're having, and probably the Switch 2 is going to be mentioned to the developers there. But they really don't have a presence on the showroom floor, so I don't think anything would be announced there. I mean, you know, I think we've said this before on the podcast. I think when they have another big direct, most likely later this month, that's probably when they would probably announce it at something like that. You know, I don't think they're going to do it at the Game Awards or anything like that. That's usually, you know, PlayStation is, you know, because Jeff Keighley, he's a PlayStation
Xbox
guy.
too. They
so-
did. They
Xbox
at the Game
too.
Awards,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Whereas
just
Nintendo
does their own
usually.
thing. Yeah.
That's exactly. They just whenever they want to do it, and that's usually during one of the directs. Yeah.
Or remember, like I think the original Switch, it was hey, Nintendo of Japan is having a thing. I think it was like 9 or 10 o'clock in Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And it was here you're revealing the Switch. I remember I'm just struggling to stay awake and watch it because I was
You
so
were
tired
struggling to stay awake, Burley, and where I was like, yeah, it's still getting up.
It was like not 9 a.m. at your time, and you're like,
yeah.
I guess I'll watch it live. Or
Yeah, well, yeah. Luckily, I had the day off at that point. So, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, excited nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, if it comes out in March, I mean, that's right on the cusp of the new school year. So yeah, I think it could be a little early for that, but we shall see. I'm still shooting for like early summer because that's when you're gonna sell like hotcakes because that's when the kids are, like in July especially. That's when the kids get out of school, and man, oh man, those switches they're gonna want them. So yeah, we shall see.
But
Especially
you
out here
might
in
want to have
Japan. Yeah.
you might want to have your second wave of hardware ready by then, right? Because it's going to sell out. People won't be able to get it at
Right.
launch, right? So
Yeah.
Well, that's why that huge spike in production, as we were talking about, that's maybe one of the reasons, and they're thinking about that. So. All right. So next up, Black Myth Wukong. So Fubu, he's not here. So unfortunately this week, and he could have talked about this also, but Black Myth Wukong expansion is in development. Excuse me. So this is from over at Gaming Bolt. So shout out to Gaming Bolt. So Black Myth Wukong has been an incredible success for Game Science, selling 18 million copies within 2 weeks. So the developer is seemingly looking to replicate the same as Hero Games' Daniel Wu told Bloomberg that an expansion is in the works. Hero Games is Game Science's biggest external shareholder and stuck with it despite initial misses. Black Myth Wukong was developed on a $70 million budget, to which Wu's company contributed a quote, large chunk, end quote. Wukong proves not only that they have top-notch game-making capabilities, but also can tell a good story with Chinese elements. So further details for the expansion are pending, and it may be a while before a reveal. So in the meantime, Game Science has teased plans to potentially release, quote, non-pay-to-win in-game purchases, of course, a favorite of Burley's. Though noting that nothing has been announced as of now. So expansions and 18 million copies. I mean, a 27-hour, play time on average, and it's on track to outpace Elden Ring and Hogwarts Legacy. Also. So, Leah, I'll start with you on this one. Your thoughts on it? I know Fubu, he would probably have a ton to say on this, but yeah, I mean, an expansion and then these numbers. I mean, only on a $70 million budget, and then of course the amount of money that it's been making. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very popular, but as Fubu would say, like, their budget was small because there is no physical release of the game. It's all digital. So, in terms of marketing and production of physical copies, like, he feels like it kind of shrank the budget a little bit. But I think it makes perfect sense. Like, the game is incredibly popular. A DLC or expansion would keep like that momentum going. And if they have a good game and a good engine, because the game is beautiful, it is just very stunning. Why not keep developing things on that story or that engine? Elden Ring did something similar. So yeah, it makes perfect sense, and I think this has like a broader appeal than Hogwarts Legacy, because Hogwarts Legacy, it's a great game, but you have like a big fan base. It's always going to be associated with Harry Potter, and some people who may not like Harry Potter probably not going to be inclined to play it. And Wukong is just like, it's this mythology. It's different. It has a broader appeal. So to me, it just makes perfect sense to people to play it so long. And it's like very popular, and people get curious to see what the fuss is all about, and they pick it up. So yeah,
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
perfect sense.
yeah. Carl, your thoughts on Wukong? Yeah? And on,
Yeah, this
on
is-
these numbers and stuff? Yeah.
This is the first that I heard that there's no physical copy of this game.
Yeah.
Apparently, there isn't,
I just kinda
according to
assumed
Fubu.
I assumed there
Fubu is
was,
correct.
but you said that, and I just went to quickly look, and I mean, it's on PS5, but there's no other console, PC. I know it's a Chinese company. Okay, I guess. It's just weird that nobody said anything. It's like you'd think that would be part of the conversation because people are usually mad, right, when there's no physical edition, like Alan Wake
How
2.
much longer is that going to last, though, man? I mean, it's like everything's going to be. I mean, this is another conversation in itself, but I mean, just briefly. I mean, the days of physical copies are ending, like it or not, within the next 5 to 10 years. So I mean, it's all about digital. So come on, man. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Carl. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're gonna milk this, right? I mean, I don't think for a second that, and it's the Chinese company like this, they didn't spend a ton of money. Like, yeah, they're gonna milk it. They're gonna make more content, whatever they can. 18 million copies is absurd for this game.
Yeah,
it's just so weird because it's definitely like overwhelmingly China, and how many outside of China are there really out of this 18 million? 3, 4, maybe, if even that.
Yeah,
I don't believe there's much more. I saw a thing that said that there was 76% of the Steam sales were in China.
Yeah.
And Steam isn't the only storefront. Like in China, they have another digital store where this game is sold as well. I don't know the name of it. It's like their version of Steam or something like that.
Yeah.
So like the vast majority of copies of this game are, not part of the Western audience, right? China's kind of very different.
Yeah, and I've heard rumblings out here in Japan that out in China they've been like selling like black marketed PS5s to get players into it. Yeah.
I think isn't there something in China where they don't necessarily sell like any of these consoles in regular retail stores? They're sort of like
I don't know for sure.
Sold or something.
Yeah, I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. No. Burley, your thoughts on the potential of in-game purchases?
Well, you know what? They haven't gone for it yet.
Yeah.
So if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now.
Right.
They've seen the goodwill and how positively most people talk about the game, so they're going to keep that. Yeah, they're going to make expansions. You've already sold 18 million in how many weeks?
Yeah.
It just makes sense. DLC's coming. It's selling. People outside of China are talking well about it. Like I agree, most of the sales are in China, but there's still a good amount of worldwide sales, and the more and more people play it, and the more and more word of mouth keeps going good, and then you tell people, oh yeah, it's a good amount of time to get out of it. Hey, guess what? There's DLC coming in a year or two from now.
Right.
People are going to pick it, and they'll do the same thing like Elden Ring. When the eventual expansion or DLC, you'll have the combo pack you can buy online, the Ultimate Edition, whatever they want to call it. And who knows, we could get a physical edition, but we're not going to get like made by them. I wouldn't be surprised if they partnered up with like Limited Run and get a physical out there within the next 6 months or so, because they realize, okay, there are people that do want this physical edition of the game, but you know what? You don't want to print so many copies. You can just print a small batch with Limited Run, see how that sells. And if that sells well, you can always contact Limited Run to do another batch, and just not, so that way you're not putting too much out there.
Yep. I mean, just tell people they can ride the little cloud like in Dragon Ball Z, and it's sold, basically. Because that's the inspiration for Dragon Ball Z, is the legend that it's in this game.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I think one of the reasons why Wukong is sold very well is because it looks. I mean, a lot of people say it's not really a Souls game, but it looks Souls-ish when it comes to like the boss battles and the gameplay. So
thank God Fubu isn't here. He was just gonna fight you on that one.
Really? Well, I mean,
not a Souls game.
I mean,
Forget
that's how
it.
it looks. Yeah, I mean, to me, when I look at the game, it looks, especially in the boss battles. So very,
Yeah, the set, like the way it looks, it's very similar to. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this game is gonna be in the run for game of the year. I don't know. Like, it sold really well, but review wise, it's low 80s. It's like Stellar Blade. Like, it's basically that level. Stellar Blade was good, but like nobody was like game of the year, Stellar Blade, like, right?
Hey, it was my game of the year
Oh, I don't know
earlier
about
in the year.
that. I don't know about that. I mean, talk to our friend Genki Gamer. That's
That
like, besides
I agree.
Astrobot, it's probably his game of the year.
I kind of
One
Oh
of them.
forgot.
yeah,
Yeah.
he
Stellar Blade come out
loves.
this year already? It was this year.
Yeah. It
Yep.
was March, April around. It was around there.
Yeah.
It,
That's
it,
not
it
gonna be
it's
on game of the year. I'm telling you right now.
Man, we
It's not.
really need to do like a walk down memory lane for before Game Awards comes out to kind of try and guess
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
gonna be for Game of the Year. Because
Like the
Yeah.
what nominees.
And
Astro says it's Astro.
and
I
and
agree,
this
Astro, but people hate fun.
and this game will not be considered game of the year. But do you remember Dragon's Dogma 2? That came
Yeah,
out
I
this
I
mean,
year.
I remember that
like,
game.
Yeah,
it does seem
and
like
like
Yeah.
forgotten.
the final
Yeah.
Final
It's been pretty
Fantasy.
much forgotten. I mean,
Re,
but
re, re, Final Fantasy Rebirth will be
Oh yeah, that
nominated.
too. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
yes, and
yeah,
that's
and
obviously that's Fubu's game. It's not Wukong. It's definitely Fubu's game of the year.
I
Yeah,
don't know. Maybe he
Rebirth. Yeah.
has changed. You
No,
never know.
no, in the Discord he was like 20 out of 10. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which it doesn't
I
make any
remember the
sense
extra
whatsoever.
take.
But yeah, so yeah. But yeah, our friend, shout out to Genki Gamer. It's either Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Stellar Blade. He's been playing both those games like crazy, and he's Burley. He's big into Astrobot. He bought the controller already for
Yeah,
Astrobot. Yeah, so good
I
stuff.
wanted to buy that, but I have a vacation to pay for.
Yeah.
So, but if anyone wants to donate the PS5 controller to me,
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about Metaphor ReFantazio. So, that is going to be coming in October. I'm really excited for that. I'm looking forward to it. And they had an interview with one of the heads on Metaphor ReFantazio. So this is from over at Games Radar. So yeah, as Atlas cracks on with Metaphor ReFantazio to ensure its smooth release this fall, some are wondering what the new JRPG means for the future of the Persona series, and thankfully it seems that it's not compromised at all. Speaking in an interview with GameSpot, Persona producer and P Studio director Wada Kazuhisa-san explains why work on Metaphor is beneficial to Atlas's already established series. When the P Studio team split to allow for the production of both Metaphor and Persona, questions arose among fans regarding the future. Would Persona 6 come to fruition one day, despite a few of the longtime developers moving on to a new project? Wada says yes, or at least that Persona is fine, if not better than before. Quote, many years ago, one of the issues we wanted to resolve as a company was to improve the development capacity of the organization. Fortunately, as of today, very talented young and mid-career people are steadily growing through projects like Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Royal. So if we are asked about the impact on the future from here on, the answer can only be for the better, end quote. So Carl, I'm going to start this one with you because I know you as well as myself are really excited for Metaphor. And kind of branching off from the Persona series in a sense. But what do you feel about Wada-san's comments here? And you have kind of the new generation coming in and morphing and kind of making Persona especially feel different in a sense as the new generations of developers come in through the years and have worked on Persona and. How that's going to rub off on Metaphor as well. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they've obviously grown as a studio. They've
Yes.
seen so much more success since the release of Persona 5, right? And then, of course, Persona 5 Royal, and then sort of getting even like another second life when it released on Xbox and Game Pass, and then you got your Persona 3 Reload, and of course the Persona 4 Golden and 3 portable ports.
Yeah.
All that just made a lot of noise for this company, and I think Microsoft threw a lot of money at them for this stuff, to get the Game Pass deals, right?
Yeah.
And to get the marketing for this game in particular.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that helped them a lot. And like, all right, now we can hire more people, right? And they've gotten to the point of so where they're releasing globally, day and date on all platforms now.
Yeah.
So clearly they've gotten to this point, right, where their production is like working, firing on all cylinders. And the games come out, they don't seem to have issues, right? I know they're not as complicated as some of the action-oriented, open world-ish type stuff, right? But still, like they're all generally very polished. I know Persona 3 Portable had some issues. I know people talked about like I think it was sound or something. I don't know. But generally, it's not major bugs or anything like that. So like, yeah, these guys know what they're doing, and they have multiple teams, and I think that no one should really worry about Persona. like they probably got that sort of cycle down now, right? Where you got your pre-production team working on your smaller group, and then you have everyone else sort of the majority of people working on the game that's going to ship, right? Which is right now is Metaphor and Fantazio. And as that gets closer, people can peel off and move to Persona 6, right? Which is, I'm sure, I assume is in full development as well at this point.
Yeah.
It's hard to,
definitely.
It seems like it definitely would be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they're shooting for a 2025 release, I think, on Persona 6. So, yeah.
We can all hope that, because we're all basing that on some rumors that may be good. But they haven't really announced the game, right? I think they've mentioned... They said it's in production. They're talking about it like it exists, right?
Look out for TGS though. I mean, I think because Atlas will be there, so I have a feeling we might get some more information there in a couple of weeks. So
yeah, I think they're gonna wait till probably after this game releases to start talking about Persona 6 in earnest.
Yeah. Leah, your thoughts on Metaphor and Wada's comments?
I mean, I have none. I'm not very familiar with the game. I was just looking at the pictures and the menu is really cool. Like, all the Persona games are just so cool. I don't know how they do it. But like Carl said, I mean, teams evolve and change, and there's nothing to be worried about. Their games have been great and absolutely fantastic from what I hear everyone talk about.
Yeah.
And so they know what they're doing. I think people just need to trust the developers that they know they're doing their job well. I think that's it.
Yeah. Burley?
With the amount, real quick, with the amount of footage and times they've shown this game off, like people probably aren't really watching them, but they've done several like live stream events specifically for this game, right? Where they have developers talking about it, showing new footage. They are not afraid to show tons of this game. Again, I'm not watching it all because I'm like, I'm sold. I watched a little bit here and there, but I'm like, I don't need to see anymore. I'm good. I'm good, guys. Please. Just let me play it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to the casual gamer, they probably haven't paid much attention, but to us hardcore gamers and us here in the podcasting community and stuff, we've seen all of it. And yeah, I'm kind of with you, Carl. It's time to just let me play the game. So looking forward to it. Burley, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, they definitely have other teams, but come on, people. It's not Persona 6 is not really in full development. They still got how many other spin-offs of 5? They haven't milked 5 enough. You haven't had you need a tournament fighter of 5, Street Fighter version of Persona 5.
Another Destiny Warriors type Persona, because those are fun. There's probably another story to be told.
Trust me, that there's another game in 5 in development. I'm positive, but yeah, no, they, like Carl said, their games do come out. When they come out, it's just minor patch fixes. Like it's nothing like a game breaking quest that you get 30 hours in and you're like, Craig, I got to wait for a patch to fix it. It's just some small, graphical or audio bugs here and there, which every game pretty much has those. So
Yeah.
it's nothing. Like Metaphor, I have it. I've got it for Steam pre-ordered. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll be playing it. I'll be playing it on Xbox. So yeah, I'm excited for that. So looking
Physical
forward to
for
it.
life.
I would have
probably
went
get it,
physical, but Fanatical had it where I saved on the taxes and saved like $20 extra. So I saved like 30 something, almost $40.
Carl,
Gonna
come
take
on,
that.
Carl. It's for Burley. It's Steelbook for life. Come on, yeah.
Yes.
How much would the game have been for you in Canada anyway?
Oh, the base version physical is a 101.
Oh,
I got
God.
it set. I got it set through Fanatical for Steam for $70 something. So yeah, I have
I
to
wouldn't
do
even
what's
wanna-
best for my wall.
I wouldn't want to even consider how much a car costs, like in Canada, as well as anything
Yeah,
else.
brand car. No,
Yeah.
Canada's a great country. Don't get me wrong. I love it,
Yeah.
but everything's way too expensive.
Yeah.
How much is a car? Like a stick?
Well, my mom had to buy one.
Mhm.
It was last year she bought one. Just a basic Honda Civic was about 35,000.
Okay, that's not like that
Not
different.
too bad,
That's-
but like if
that's-
she wanted some extra amenities, small amenities stuff, it would have been 40,000.
Oh, that's crazy. That's like the price of like a top of the line car here.
Oh, really? I mean, in America, that's kind of like you're not really gonna get a decent car in America for like less than 25, right? Probably gonna be 30 to 40 for a lot of cars now. So, yeah, not too different.
Like-
But anyway,
It's all about electronic or electric vehicles now. I mean, I'm hoping-
so I got the collector's edition for $150, right? So
Wow.
$50 more than the standard version that you'd pay. Yeah.
Well, you know how much that is here before the taxes is 200.
Oh,
With the taxes, it's like $225 and change. So
yeah, that was before tax. 150.
All right. So next up, Tokyo Game Show's right around the corner. And I'm really excited for it. Looking forward to seeing what they show. And Xbox, of course, now has come out with an announcement that they will be doing a broadcast. So returning to TGS in 2024. So they're not going to be on the showroom floor, but they're going to have a broadcast here. So this is from over at Xbox.com. The Xbox Tokyo Game Show 2024 broadcast returns on Thursday, September 26th, 7 p.m. Japan Standard Time. Yay! Finally something in the evening and at a decent time for myself here in Japan. 3 a.m. Pacific, 6 a.m. Eastern. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, that's not
Burley and
I'll be
Carl.
up.
Yeah. Oh, well, Burley's
already
always
up
up
at
at
that
6 o'clock. Yeah. So, yeah.
5:30 actually.
yeah. Jeez. Yeah. And 11 a.m. UK time. So for you
Yeah,
out there, Leah,
okay.
so it's not so
Oh,
bad. Yeah.
all good.
Yeah. So we warmly welcome players around the world to tune in as we share content from Xbox Game Studios, Activision, Blizzard Entertainment, and Bethesda. So we'll also showcase an exciting lineup of games from third-party partners, primarily based in Japan and across Asia, including games coming to Xbox Game Pass. I'm wondering if we're going to get more of Hotel Barcelona, Burley. Maybe we're going to get more of that one. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
you're probably gonna see that game, but I still remember us watching it and we're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing that game again for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a possibility, but and I'll show the logo here that came out for it, and you know what's interesting about all of this too is there's another YouTuber that's out there, or out here in Japan actually, and she's like an Xbox representative, and she's done some of the Xbox Japan streams. Her name is Araki Misuzu, and just 5 days ago, she was on a plane and she headed out to Redmond.
Oh.
So I'm really interested to see what's going on with that, and how she's going to be representing Xbox probably during this broadcast in some capacity. Because believe me, she did not just go to Redmond, Washington just for a tour. Because on her channel and on social media, she's been posting like, "Oh, it's like a tour. I'm taking a tour of the Microsoft offices and stuff like that." No. There's something going on there. So, Carl, go ahead, take it away. Your thoughts on this and what you expect to see.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, they do this every year. I know people were thinking, "Oh no, they're not going to be at Tokyo Game Show." Like, this is what they do, right? They do this.
Yeah.
This is how they do it. So, glad that the announcement happened, and what are we going to see? I mean, something from Square Enix, I think, is probably a good bet. Will it be anything big? I don't know. I did see that Jez Corden over Windows Central Xbox 2 recently just said that like the full slate of Final Fantasy stuff is probably going to come to Xbox. Not necessarily announced now, but that means like 16, 7 remake, and Pixel remasters. So Pixel remasters would be a good bet. That wouldn't take a lot of work to do to get that over. Final Fantasy 16, I think that would be cool. They announced that. I mean, the PC version is soon? It's not yet.
Yeah, it's the
Very soon, I think.
16th or 17th.
Yeah,
of September.
about a week away. Yeah.
So I think they want that game to have a bigger push, right? To come back and sort of get noticed again. So announcing it for another platform yet again would be good for it. Small, the weird thing that I want to see, which is it's kind of odd, but it makes some sense, I guess, to be here, would be, as Burley said, another Persona 5 thing, but that's already exists. The Persona 5 Phantom X mobile game to come to announce for consoles. Xbox, of course, and it would be everywhere. I would think you could get an announcement where all right, the Western release is actually happening, and it is also coming to consoles.
Yeah, not only Square, but what about the partnership with Sega? I mean, I think we might see some Sega stuff at this.
There's always a good Game Cast announcement. I don't think you're gonna get. I mean, you get small new stuff, right? Like that Hotel Barcelona, right? So I don't know to expect anything.
Game Pass Day 1, Hotel Barcelona. Yeah, it could be, but I don't think it's this year. But yeah,
but you could see something like that Atelier game, right? They might feature that possibly because that is the first time that franchise is coming to Xbox. You could see that again. I don't know if that would tie into anything else that Koei Tecmo might have, so you could get maybe another announcement. I'm trying to think what else they had more recently that wasn't on Xbox. Was there Seven Kingdoms, Romance of Seven Kingdoms, or something like that? Anyway, I'll let someone else go.
Burley, what are your thoughts on the Xbox broadcast for TGS?
This one's going to be very interesting because remember, this is after a few months after they got rid of Tango. So right now they've really got to step up with this to try and win the Japanese market. Because I guarantee you,
Burley, stop. They're never going to win the Japanese market.
Well,
let's just say I put it.
That
is a fact. They will never win the Japanese market. Nintendo is king here, and PlayStation is too.
No, you're true, but you know what I mean. They're going to have. It was poor wording on my part, but they need to win over the Japanese market they've got a lot of ground. Like you
They're
can
not
make
going to win
partner.
over the Japanese market.
You know what I mean? Like win over the people to get people to care about Xbox over there.
I'll help you,
They,
Burley. They want to create a positive image after like the fiasco from Tango. Is that's what you're trying to say?
yeah,
Not win
It's
them
hard to
over,
do
but
now. It's hard to do now. Yeah.
and I don't think companies are going to be wary with them. Like if they had a bunch of smaller developers in Japanese studios, like if Microsoft said, "Hey, we'll give you a bunch of money," some of these studios originally would have said yes. I think after the Tango thing, I think they're going to be like, "No, no, no, I'm good."
No, we don't want your money.
Exactly.
Because you're going to give us the money, and then we have to answer to you, and then 6 months later our studio is going to be closed.
Yeah. So
That's
sorry,
exactly what they're
we
going to
don't
think.
we don't take money from American dogs.
Okay.
Sorry,
But,
that was bad on my part.
I
That's you.
I don't think that it's gonna be difficult for them to gain a lot of footing here. I mean, the partnerships with Sega and possibly with Square when it comes to getting games onto the Xbox platform and things like that. That's feasible, but when it comes to studio acquisitions and stuff like that, I think I think it's gonna be a while now before you're gonna see any kind of studios take the bait and actually, let Microsoft buy them. So
Oh yeah, like for games, I could see the pixel remasters, like Carl said. Those are quick and it's gets it out there and gets more sales. I don't think 16's coming because remember, Sony fit the bill for the developmental cost on that game. Sony ain't gonna want that
Exclusivity
game.
period's over. Done. It's coming.
Well,
Don't worry
it
about
all depends how the thing was, how the deal was. Because I know people that are still thinking Final Fantasy VII Remake should be on Xbox by now. It's like, depending on the deal Sony made, it could be, hey, it never goes to Xbox.
well, we need to know exactly the dates for those specific deals to end, and once
Or
we
if
know
they
those, then it should definitely be coming to the Xbox platform. I mean, especially
it's coming
with
for
what Square
sure.
wants to do. Yeah.
I don't
'Cause-
know about for sure. Sony,
I
I'm
mean,
sure paid.
why would they then go on interview and say like, yeah, games from Square Enix need to be as widely available as possible, and then not be able to just do that?
Well, they
They're
want that for
hinting. They're like,
no.
they're putting it out there for a reason. Like companies like have a strategy of communication, so it's out there already. It's coming. So when it comes, it's not completely out of the box. It's like, oh, we said it was gonna come eventually. So like, here it is. Maybe not this year, but next year, who knows? Like, I wouldn't put it past something being going soon.
There's potential on that stuff. I'm just saying, but you don't know with the deals. We don't know fully with the deals with Sony. I'm just saying, for in the case of 16, I know they and Sony said they put up money for the developmental costs on that. So it could be some contractual thing because we put the development. You're only having this on Steam and PlayStation.
Well, the development costs make that doesn't matter. It's all about the contract and like the exclusivity contract that they have, and when that expires, So they could have put $1 billion into the game. It doesn't matter. It's all about the contract when it comes to the exclusivity and how long they have it for. So whenever that expires, then it's fair game to go on to Xbox, and I mean, and it should. I mean, maybe they're living in an alternate reality that they think that Xbox doesn't exist, but when it comes to PlayStation, but I think even PlayStation, if they can, make any kind of money, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna come once the exclusivity deal is over. I mean, I think that's Carl, are you researching that now? Do you know? Does it say any?
There's no way.
Okay.
Though I didn't know that stuff. But I mean, they don't own those games, so they don't own them. That means that it's possible, right? I mean, Square Enix is not going to sell a permanent exclusivity of those games. They're like biggest franchises.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The game I was thinking of before was Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 remake, which is October 24th this year. It's coming.
Okay.
And it's one of those exclusively not an Xbox games. So I just came to my mind like what kind of smaller games can be announced, right? That are also coming to Xbox.
But couldn't they also take this opportunity to kind of talk about games they've talked before, or like promote like some games that already had come out, but people aren't really aware of it in the market? I'm thinking Senua's Sacrifice, right?
Well, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna have first party. Well, they will have the new stuff, right? But like older, it doesn't really make sense. Like it's already out there, right? It's more about Japan, right? So like, what are they bringing to Japan, and what is Japan? What are they partnering with Japan, right? So like maybe what you're thinking, like Visions of Mana, maybe they could sort of talk about that again for some reason, right? But yeah, I don't think that they would talk about Hellblade, again.
I'm really interested to see the viewership of this broadcast out in the West as well as in Japan. How much traction it gets, actually. I'm really
I'm
really
look
interested
up
to see that.
the previous year on YouTube.
Yeah, because I mean, are people gonna get up so early to watch it, or especially in the West?
They won't live. Like I'll be honest. I probably won't watch it live. I'll probably just wait for it to go up and wait for, all the gaming news outlets to say, here's the highlights of it.
Well, 7 p.m. out here in Japan, you might get some people, but yeah, it's
so the main feed from Xbox last year's had 145,000.
That's not big. Yeah,
it's not much. Yeah,
that's not much. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I just think that.
Oh wow!
Excuse me. Go ahead. Yeah.
2022, which is,
excuse me.
I guess this is the Tokyo Game Show account.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they had an Xbox. Maybe that's where it was. Playing it live was only 33K. So that's a huge difference. I'm trying to find like official Xbox highlights video had 64K views, even more than the official stuff.
Yeah, I mean, out here in Japan, I mean, like you said, not many people own an Xbox, so the intensity of people looking forward to this is pretty low, I think.
It looks like it's grown in viewership over the last 2 years. So
grown in viewership, yeah, but I mean,
you can see improvement.
Improvement, but still, I mean, compared to Gamescom or like the not E3, that's
I mean, but it's like like the Capcom thing, right? Like they tell you we're not going to show you anything new, or like here's the list of what we're going to show you, so people know this event isn't going to have any major news. But if you're an Xbox fan and you like Japanese games, you're probably going to get something.
Yeah, the usual Japanese gamer is going to. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice again. It's still really early in the morning out here, but a lot of people are usually they're watching like individual like broadcasts when it comes to like Ryuga Gotoku, for example. They're going to be showing off the next Yakuza game, Judgment 3 Burly. Not Kaito's Revenge, but anyway.
Oh, it's Kaito's Revenge, don't worry.
It's not, but anyway, a lot of people are going to be watching that. A lot of people are going to be watching stuff from Capcom, whatever they show. So there's going to be individual broadcasts, and that's going to get the majority of the viewership, I think. So. when it comes to individual games. So, and one
Oh,
other, go Carl. Yeah,
Square Enix, you can announce the Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven
yeah,
remake thing for
yeah.
Xbox. Because for some reason, you guys, you're not putting that on Xbox, but you said that you're putting all your stuff on Xbox now. Like, what the hell's that about?
Yeah.
Maybe they're saving it for a Game Pass announcement.
Yeah, and Carl, I wanted to throw this one to you because this was another story that came out, the JAMMA
Oh yeah, this
games.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, so regarding ENOTRIA, the last song. So what's going on with that one? Could you
And
explain that?
Enotria.
ENOTRIA, I'm sorry.
I think
Yeah,
that's how it
ENOTRIA.
is.
Yeah.
At least other people have said that. Yeah, this is a weird one because this game originally, this company had come out and said that the Xbox version was delayed in like sort of indefinitely, and that they weren't going to work on it until after the release date for the PS5 and PC. And then they delayed that release date. And when they announced it again, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's coming to Xbox." And so it sounded like, okay, I guess the delay happened and it's just going to hit every platform now. And
Yeah,
then they
Mike.
came out
Hmm.
and and I guess, well, it wasn't like an official thing. Was it like on a Discord or something?
Hmm.
One of the people who works on the game was saying that Microsoft, they're delaying the Xbox version again indefinitely because Microsoft hasn't communicated with them, and like the game is ready, but we have some sort of problem where they're not communicating. We can't get it like certified or something like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of blew up and got people talking. And obviously Phil Spencer heard about it and seemingly directly contacted them. And then the developer said, "Oh, we talked to Phil, and we figured things out, and now the game's coming again to Xbox." But I do wonder. I feel like it almost feels attention grabbing. Like they wanted to, get people like, "Hey, look at my game," because this is
Yeah.
drawing attention. This is getting the name of this game into people's mouths. Um, to me, what's going to tell me the truth? Because it's possible. It's all possible. Xbox has had some issues with communication. I've heard right in these
Hmm.
type of areas, but
Yeah.
it seems odd to me. So like, if the game launches day one on Xbox, then I guess he was telling the truth because he said it was ready.
Hmm.
And Phil Spencer stepped in and sort of ironed out the problem. So like, it seems like there's no reason it shouldn't launch day one, which is this month, I believe.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then I'd be like, well, I mean, you were obviously lying. The game wasn't ready because why isn't it there?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to a game that just took like 8 years to develop, and then in 2 weeks, with the player bases close to zero, PlayStation decides to to take the game offline. So Concord, so taken offline shortly after release, and people that did actually buy this game are being refunded. So
It's wild.
very, very wild.
Crazy.
Very, very wild. So
Yeah.
this is from over at the shout out to PlayStation blog. So this is from Ryan Ellis, the game director at Firewalk Studios. Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and PC. I want to thank everyone who has joined the journey aboard the North Star. Your support and the passionate community that has grown around the game has meant the world to us. However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. Therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning on September 6th, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
So, and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PS5 or PC. If you purchase the game for PlayStation 5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to your original payment method. Customers who purchased from other digital storefronts will also be refunded. Some more information about refunds from Steam and Epic can be found, and those are listed below on the PlayStation blog. So, Burley, my question to you when we talk about this is: will Concord ever come back?
Oh hell no, this ain't coming back.
Yeah,
Because you gonna what's Sony gonna do? They're gonna drop more money into this game, throw it back out, and go free to play, and hope people be like, "Oh, I remember Concord, and it's free to play. I'll go in there and I'll give them money and buy skins and crap." No, that game is dead. It ain't coming back. So this is telling because Sony is not the greatest at giving refunds and doing refunds. So for Sony to be, because I'm sure Sony is telling them, no, you guys are canceling this game. This game's a laughing stock. You're paying. We're having all these servers spent all this money because allegedly the budget is 100 million on this game, and that like from what people calculated with the sales numbers we have,
more than
it's not.
Wukong.
Yeah, it's like less than 1%. So they weren't making money. Sony knew, like the only thing that was selling that's making money on this is actually the Concord controller. That actually looks nice. And like Sony says, like, oh yeah, we'll continue to sell that because that's the only thing of this brand that makes money for us. But it is just they realized this game ain't making money. This is costing us money. Let's just get rid of it. Let's write this off. We don't ever want to talk about Concord ever again.
Leah, my question to you is, and to you too, Carl, is, I mean, is this a notice to developers for the future to consider like the saturated market that it is with this genre of game, to maybe think about developing something else? Because
No.
I mean, no, okay, why?
I think in industries they always take the wrong lessons from the experiences, and they're going to be like, "Oh, PlayStation just threw too much money into it. It was way too long. We can do better. We're not like them." And that's kind of because the big mistake from Concord was not being free to play, right? Like every other, like Fortnite, CS, not CS:GO, but
Apex Legends,
Apex
Valorant.
Level, etc. They're all free to play, and then if you want to add something on, like skins and things, you buy, and that's the method it works. So I don't know. I don't think so. But unlike Burley, I think that might come back. Like they might reuse the engine and do another game based on that. Like I don't know, anything is possible. Like because the game on its own, I think it worked fine. The players who played it had fun. They thought it was a great game. They had a great experience playing. So maybe that's the lessons they're talking about. It's not coming up back as Concord for sure,
Yeah.
but they can do like a heist game or like a chase or something like that. I don't know.
We need to do an episode where our spotlight is discussing like epic fails, like games that that like
Oh my
just
god.
after a month they were like dead or dead on arrival. So
Yeah.
do you remember like the genre is a little bit different, but you remember Anthem? I mean, kind of.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that game
Anthem.
just
I mean,
trashed.
yeah. So games like that.
Battleborn.
Battleborn, yeah. Battleborn, yeah. God, that was like early PS4 era, I think. Yeah.
That got crushed by
Yeah.
Overwatch. So.
Oh yeah. So, yeah. Carl, your thoughts? Will we ever see Concord again?
I don't. I think you'll see it on the loss column in the Sony tax documents as a write off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't know legally how that works, but it kind of tells me that if you're taking the game off the market and giving refunds, that you're kind of planning on just saying, yeah, this thing never happened, we lost all this money on this thing,
Yeah.
and let's get some tax breaks.
Well, we know what Burley was doing when he was playing this game. He was jumping off of cliffs because he wanted to get the platinum trophy before it was shut down. So because knowing Burley and being the platinum hunter, that he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't buy the game, but me and Fryman used to joke and punish each other, say, you know what, you keep it up. I'll buy Concord for me and you, just make you suffer.
Oh, good.
That was our joke. Now we don't have that.
No, Fryman is still hooked on hell divers probably. So hell divers.
Oh
too.
yeah.
So. he doesn't have time for Concord. So yeah.
Props to the community. I mean, they join in forces and like, no, we're gonna get this platinum, even if it's the last thing we're gonna do. Let's join on this game. Let's all get as much experience as possible. And you know what? It's a legendary platinum. How many people can say I platinum Concord before it died in a week?
That's probably like a handful, right?
It's like
Uh,
you get
actually,
bragging rights.
give me a sec. Give me a
You
sec.
look
I'll
at
pull
that
up the
and
one PS profile thing and see how high.
It is. I feel bad
Yeah.
for the developers, of course. This is
Yeah.
like the worst case scenario for anybody putting out a
But
game.
8 years though. 8 years, man.
Yeah, you don't know how long they were in like full production on that.
Yeah, but
I
yeah.
feel that
4% of players on PlayStation
Yeah.
have that platinum.
4%. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And I feel like Sony, maybe when they bought them, could potentially have said, all right, like this is what we want to do with this game. We really feel strongly about it and we want to, put more money into it and we want it to sell it like, this way. I don't like, who knows what the pricing plan was before they bought it, right? You can imagine that they had some influence on that.
yeah.
And gave them maybe more time. Maybe the game would have come out sooner if Sony didn't buy it, because if they had been working on it that long time, they obviously needed to get some sort of return, right, on their
Right.
investment, because
Yeah.
they haven't put anything else out. This is this new studio, so I don't know. You got to hope that maybe they had something else cooking also along the way with like a smaller group, and maybe Sony also saw that and said, all right,
Yeah.
like, when you buy a studio, you're going to look at their portfolio and,
Yeah.
they saw something else and like, we want
Yeah.
to green light that too. We're really confident about that. And hopefully they can pivot to that, because this is it's over. And what are they going to do now? Just twiddling their thumbs, like, in their studios over there.
But we
Well,
just see
Donnie in
this.
the chat has a solution for it there, Carl, that I think you'd like.
Oh, that's mean. That's so.
But
We
just-
got Redfall already.
Over to Microsoft. Xbox could use some games.
But just we see this time and time and again when we watch these big events and like Gamescom or like opening night live or whatever, and you see a ton of these type of games, and we're all like, when we're watching it, we're like, it's dead on arrival, it's just when are they going to come to the reality that the majority of these games, maybe of like 50 of these types of games that come out, maybe one or two are going to succeed, like say an Apex has, or say like a Valorant has, so yeah, it's so saturated, and it's kind of, it's depressing to see that a game that was worked on for so many years gets taken offline within a 2-week period. It's just unfortunate, but yeah.
You're very unlikely to find success now with a service game that's following a trend where there's already a very wildly popular version of that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like when this all sort of started, there was people looking for that, right? But now everybody has their forever game. They play it all the time, and they might go and play this type of game for a little bit. Eventually, they're gonna fall off of it and go back to their favorite. You gotta have something unique, like Helldivers 2. Like, it was wildly successful because it's not copying these other things, right?
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
first game did have success, and there was a player base that was waiting also for a second game to come out, even though the
And
second game is quite different, from the
yeah,
first. Yeah,
and that style Helldivers 2 is presenting, like if some other studio was like, we could pivot to something very similar and make something like, I think they could see success there, because I don't think that's not saturated yet, right? There's people
Right.
looking for that experience right now. But when it comes to like a hero shooter, and
Yeah.
first person shooters in general, like there's
Right.
so much in that genre.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. So it's time for our new game release picks of the week. So each and every week we pick a game from releases.com. So you can see on the ticker below here. So www.releases.com. So our picks of the week for the week of September 9th through the 15th. So Burley, I think you are up first this week. So what do you have for us?
My pick of the week is Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. Embody the superhuman skill and brutality of a Space Marine, unleash deadly abilities and devastate weaponry to obliterate the relentless Tyranid swarms, defend the Imperium in spectacular third person action in solo or multiplayer modes, hold at bay the horrors of the galaxy in epic battles on far flung planets with your deadly abilities, devastating weaponry, and uncover Darkseekers to drive back the everlasting night to and prove ultimate loyalty to humanity. So you can play this solo or with up to 2 friends in seamless 3-player co-op. So it is coming on Monday, September 9th to PS5, PC, then Xbox Series. I loved it. I played the first one, Space Marines, back when I was in college. That came out. Such a great game, such a fun game. I love that. Chainsaw Sword is a lot of fun. And it's just fun shooting these creatures and just bloody. And this game just looks great. It looks like it's just a bigger, more updated version of the first game with more and more stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Those dodging techniques there. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
It reminds me
like,
a little bit of Gears of War when it comes to
Oh
the
yeah, you've got
dodging.
like the horde
Yeah.
modes and stuff from
Yeah.
like that you'll
yeah,
years.
the first one was definitely, sort of banking off of that Gears popularity. Like it is definitely felt like a Gears of War clone at the time. Now that Gears of War maybe is less prevalent, so this just doesn't seem like its own thing. But I love Warhammer 40K. Like I used to play actual tabletop Warhammer 40K long ago, and these Space Marines were my army. So I'm a fan. I just never actually played this first game, and I'm not really into shooters so much. So I should play it. Really should.
Yeah.
Play Space Marine.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll all stream it together.
Simplify in space. Yeah. So
Exactly. For liberty.
Yeah.
And if I had the time, man, I would love to.
Yeah. All right, Carl. My pick is the same as yours this week. So you're up next. Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
That is Persona 3 Reload, episode I guess The Answer, September 10th on Xbox One, PS4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox Series X and S. Delve into this final chapter now with cutting-edge graphics, modernized quality-of-life features, fresh animations and UI, and a rearranged soundtrack. Added to the main game 16 years ago with the release of Persona 3 FPS, The Answer is a major post-ending DLC that expands the story of Persona 3 Reload. After unraveling the mysteries of the Dark Hour, fighting epic battles through Tartarus, and all the unforgettable events of Persona 3 Reload, the SEES members find themselves trapped in a never-ending March 31st journey through the abyss of time as Aegis undertake new challenges and uncover the cause of this strange fate and the truth of what happened on that day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the graphical quality has improved so much, and I mean, it almost looks like a Persona 5, with the Persona 3 title added to it. So, yeah,
Persona
really
3
looks
Reload
good.
is beautiful. It
Yeah,
is.
it is. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think it's better looking than 5. No.
Oh yeah. It's better looking than 5, and on my personal thing, it is a better flowing game than 5.
In what way? Like combat, or just?
I just mean like with how it goes, like how you're going from your stuff between your story beats and
Oh,
your
I
social
heavily
stuff.
disagree with that. I think you need to go back to Persona 5 and just to see
I
the difference. This game drags a lot in far as like actual interesting events happening, and once they do, it's cool. But man, Persona 5,
But
like,
I feel, well, one thing for me with 3 is if you want to skip a lot of stuff, this is much easier to skip through if you want to just skip through to the story. Like
uh,
I found for me
the same,
personally.
like it's the same, uh, you know, systems, right? Like it's doing the same exact thing, but maybe they just felt like there's more to do in 5. Yeah, I'm really excited because I know there's like mixed reception to the answer back in the day. I never played it, so I'm
yeah,
excited to see what this story is like. Why maybe people are unsure, maybe didn't love it, but it's also seeing that it only takes place on one day. That's kind of interesting. Sort of
yeah, yeah,
like it's very different from Persona, which is always about like, okay, like you're going through every day in the month doing something every day.
exactly. Yeah. So, how long of a day will this be? It'll be interesting to see how long this is. So, all right. So, Leah, you're up next. What do you got for us?
Caravan Sandwich. A journey across a sci-fi province-like world driven by a mystery through your missing sister that unfolds with each step you take. Interact with the communities, help them with their tasks, and meet new people along the way. Take time to explore the world, whether in your van or on foot. Life is simple, no combat, no debt, no timer, just you, your van, and the world. Equip with your essential tools and navigate your world and find a set out on the quest to find your missing sister and reveal the truth behind her disappearance. Then was it fast? What
Yeah, a
happened?
little, a little.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, just kind of a glitch there in Restream. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I'm
sorry about
like,
that.
okay,
Yeah,
it comes out on September 12th on PC, Switch, and PlayStation 5. It's just
nice.
really cool, like it reminds me a bit of Journey in a way. It's like you transverse through the world and with your caravan, and you have different types of puzzles and solutions to different things. It just looked really cool. So
Yeah.
that was my pick.
All right. So those are our picks of the week. So you can go to www.releases.com. You can see all of the picks that we talked about here, as well as all of the games releasing for the month of September and beyond. www.releases.com. So go and check that out. Alrighty. Okay, so next up, Carl, I don't know if you were able to update this, but yeah, the Game Pass Wave 1 list. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, yeah, I'll just use the official Xbox Wire thing. So actually,
yeah, yeah. So what do we
so
got? What
we
updates do
have.
we have to it? Yeah.
Did we talk about this before? I don't remember. But anyway, I'm just gonna go through what's on here. This
Yeah.
is the drop from Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We have available now from September 3rd was Star Trucker,
Mm-hmm.
which is a day one game, as well as Age of Mythology Retold on September 4th. Then we have Expeditions, a Mud Runner game on September 5th, as well, already out. Then Riders Republic coming September 11th. And Train Sim World 5, September 17th. It's also a day one game. Look at that.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, no Activision Blizzard, which again, like, just really bothers me. That, like, we're just
I don't
not.
know why that is. Yeah. I mean, those Call of Duty games are supposed to be coming, so.
I don't get the strategy. Like, put one at this point. It should be one every drop.
Every month,
right?
yeah. Or
There's
every
so
drop,
many
yeah.
games available. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be the big ones, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you're doing.
They're doing this to themselves. Stupefy.
It's either that or
No.
they have some strategy
it's
that we don't know yet. Doesn't make
confundus.
sense.
It's not
Yeah.
stupefy.
Mhm.
Don't get the
Okay.
spells wrong, Burley. It's confundus. They're messing themselves up.
I know, but I like using Stupefy just because it sounds funnier.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the deal is on that, but hopefully, maybe it was something contractually or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is, like, deals, right, with these companies.
yeah,
They don't want to put out something else that wasn't planned, that's bigger than any of these, that will get less attention for these type of games, because that's
right.
that we know people only have so much attention and time. So, in one of these games might not be for you, but like there's several choices here, right?
Go first.
Yeah.
That's that the fire one? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
I
is.
got it. All right.
All right. Okay. So that was the Game Pass. So let's go ahead and get to Burley Extra and Premium. So
yeah.
what do we got for PS Plus Extra Premium,
Premium.
for Extra and Premium for September? Yeah.
We actually don't have the list yet. We actually have a couple games that are leaving as of September 17th on the extra tier.
Oof.
We have 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, Alien Isolation, which I would have thought they'd want to keep that going through October. Would have been smart. We have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, a great game here, Horizon Forbidden West. Highly recommend to people.
Yes.
Marvel's Midnight Sun, another great game. Near Replicant, Planet Coaster Console Edition, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2, Spiritfarer, and then we've got Star Ocean 1 remake port, Star Ocean Integrity and the Faithlessness, Star Ocean The Divine Force, Star Ocean The Last Hope, Star Ocean Till the End of Time, and Unpacking. So people are hoping like Monday or Tuesday this week we're going to get the actual full list. But
Okay, so we'll talk about that in next week's episode then for sure. Then,
yeah.
So Horizon Forbidden West is leaving the service just in time for the PS5 Pro version to get announced.
Oh, just
sorry.
The Lego game.
The Lego
The
version
Lego
is
game.
coming out. That's the one.
Lego Horizons. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. Okay.
I don't
Little first party.
understand why like
Come on.
first party titles leaving
Well,
this.
here's the thing. Because Horizon still can sell. You do put it on there for a little bit, get it off, and then there will be people that will buy it. That if they played a bit of it or they didn't fully get the chance to play all of it because it is a giant game, and especially with the Burning Shores DLC,
Nice.
they're going to want to try and sell people on that.
Yeah.
But if I haven't played it now, if I buy a PS5 and I sign up for the service, I don't get it anymore.
How they do their service, that's...
All right. So next up, it's time to talk about the Arena Productions programming notes. So here on the Arena Productions, we are not only a video game related channel, we are also an entertainment and pop culture related content channel. So, but before we get into the other entertainment pop culture related content drops that we did this past week, we had a couple of other game drops that we did. So, Burley, do you want to talk about Squirrel with a Gun, the Steam Deck review that you did for this game. Yes.
Oh yeah, yep. So we have the little Steam Deck video on here. It's a not a long video, but this game is a lot of fun. I highly recommend you go check it out. If if you need a game to just turn off your brain, have some fun, and chill,
Mhm.
Squirrel with a Gun is it. And yes, it does have a little bit of a story. Well, and
Yeah.
it does the answer. It does tell you pretty quickly and how Squirrel gets a gun, and it is nice to see the gun is not. I'll just spoil one thing. The gun is not just used to go bang bang and hold people up. You actually
Mhm.
use it for doing your jumps, and the different guns that you have acquired affects your
Yeah.
jumps and your heights and stuff. So like
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
they actually went all out with the gun mechanic on it. I love it. It runs for Steam users. It runs great on the deck. I've played over 6 hours on the deck and no issues.
Yeah, I just love how you use the gun. You're like shooting it, and you're like jumping up in the air with it. So,
And he's so cute. Has a
Oh
little
yeah,
hat.
yeah.
well, and you can customize it, and I like that the customization does affect it because if you put the dainty dressed, the squirrel walks like this, all dainty like and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It is the funniest thing to see.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
great.
It's good
And
stuff.
thank you, Char, there in chat.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So, all right. Next up, and unfortunately, he's not with us to talk about this week. Fubu did a Black Myth Wukong review. So please go and check that out. It's on our Extra Take. It's our supplemental series to the Arena Productions, where we generally do video game reviews and have discussions, sometimes with developers. So yeah, Black Myth Wukong's review, and yeah, Fubu with his red stick. Okay. Yeah. So Leah, do you have any comments on this? Anything you want to mention about this video here? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to find out more about the game mechanics, and his opinion on it, as you know, Fubu likes to talk a lot and explain everything in detail. I think I wasn't familiar with the game, and I got a really good view and a good understanding of what the game is about and what you can expect of experiencing the game. So I would recommend Fubu's Extra Take. I think
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah. Please give it a view and check it out. Yeah. So yeah, Black Myth Wukong. All right. So on the entertainment side of things, I did. I really wanted to do a week by week, like a episode by episode review, but there were like 20 episodes, and with all the other content that's out right now that I have to focus on, I just didn't have the time to do Star Trek Prodigy every single episode recap. So I decided to just condense it into one full season 2 review. So Star Trek Prodigy, my season 2 review. Please check that out if you've watched obviously the episodes. But I mean, you should watch Star Trek Prodigy. It's a great show, and I'm hoping they continue it for season 3. Netflix picked it up from Paramount. It's really good. The main character here, she's voiced by Ella Purnell from the Fallout series, and of course, Kate Mulgrew is Janeway. A lot of the cast from Voyager is in this show. So yeah, give it a view if you've seen the episodes, because it is spoiler filled. So yes, so my season 2 review of Prodigy, Star Trek Prodigy. And last but certainly not least, yesterday I put up my trailer reaction for the official trailer for season 2 of Arcane, the League of Legends series. So season 2 will be the final season of Arcane, unfortunately, but yeah. So the trailer looks really intense, really cool, and I'm really excited. The series comes out this November. So, yeah, really excited for it. Carl, I'm sure you're probably looking forward to this as well, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The first scene was incredible. I just love the animation style, the writing, the characters. world that they have here. And I played some League of Legends back in the day, so
Yeah.
I like seeing some of the characters I know popping up in this.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually Jinx here in the image, she is voiced by Ella Purnell. So
Damn, Ella Purnell is just
she's
stealing all these roles.
Oh
damn.
yes, yeah, she's in it. And V is, of course, the voice actress is Haley Steinfeld. So she's coming back
cool.
to do V as well. So yeah, so great voice acting cast for this as well. So yeah, so go and check that out. So looking forward to that. Yeah. And I didn't get the image up in here, but Burley and we did episode 4 of Rings of Power. So please go and check that out as well. So if you have watched episode 4 of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power over on Amazon. But Burley, I'm hearing that there's rumblings about the possibility that we might not get a season 3 because of some of the negative popularity of season 2 so far. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, but Amazon has sunk a ton into this. I could see them doing a 3rd season and then just do their best to try and wrap it up. If let's say the later half of season 2 does not garner more favorable reviews from most people, like it's because they've already sunk so much into this and they've had all these sets they've made and put everything into this.
Yeah.
But I'll put it like this. Is it worse than like House of Dragon or like later Game of Thrones and that's why people are upset, or just nitpicking? Because like if they're nitpicking, it's not worth it to pay attention, I guess.
Well,
and
I
just
think
carry on strong.
the production value, I mean, when it comes to the set pieces and things, I think are better than House of the Dragon for sure. But
Well, that's not even a
yeah,
up for debate.
yeah,
It blows
that's not-
House of Dragons production. The thing is people are mad because they're like, oh, you've changed this, you changed that. In their defense, they don't have everything. They only have the appendices to go off of in
Yeah.
the Return of the King. They don't have all this stuff they can use. So I give them a
Yeah.
lot of leeway on this stuff because
Yeah.
you don't have this, you don't have that. If they had access to everything, I'd be then more critical. But if you only have so much you have access and you have to maneuver around and change things up,
yeah.
that's then.
But there's a lot of critics out there though that are upset that they feel that this is veering away from Tolkien. You know, so
Well,
I don't know.
Well, stuff has changed. It's such a it's easy to say, oh, this doesn't feel like 100% Tolkien, and it's like, yeah, you're right. They don't have everything, so you can only do so much.
Yeah.
I'm giving defense on that because it's just like you don't have everything, so they have to get creative. Some of the stuff works, some of the stuff doesn't.
Yeah.
Remember, like House of the Dragon, they changed stuff from the book of House of the Dragon. Some of it worked, some of it did not.
And what was it? There was the video George R.R. Martin did just recently where he actually on camera burned the script. I think it was.
Yeah, and then
No,
really
he went
had that
crazy.
blog
Like
post.
he did a blog post, like trash talking the show. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's
Well, he's like, I
unfortunate,
understand they couldn't have the one kid, but they really missed out. And it's like, okay, yeah, I understand. We understand that, but they had to do what they had to do. And like he even says, like originally it was going to be 10 episodes. They had to condense it into 8. And it's like HBO. You can't fully, like Ryan Condal has. Hey, I give him some of the flack, but he's doing what HBO is telling him too. He's like, he doesn't have full control. HBO is like, no. You're getting this in 8, so he's got to play that. He's in the Kobayashi Maru. No-win scenario, and he is not Captain Kirk.
Yeah, poor guy.
Okay. All right. So those are our programming notes. So please check out all of our content here on the Arena Productions, and thank you so much for all of your support. So now it's time to talk about the games that we'll be playing this upcoming week. So Yeah, I'm gonna continue with Star Wars Outlaws. I'm still playing that, and I'm gonna be playing Astrobot as well. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Leah, how about you?
I mean, I tried a bit of Quidditch. It's really fun and actually very challenging. I was
Oh,
not
really?
expecting that.
Yeah.
So I just played the keeper because I would
Mm-hmm.
just stay on
Nice.
the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely when Astrobot arrives someday, I'll definitely play
Someday,
that.
someday. Hopefully
I know,
soon.
maybe like if the boat arrives, it's gonna be here. If not, I gotta wait another week, I guess.
Yeah.
That boat's gonna sink.
No,
No,
Pirates are gonna get it.
please
not
not. Or we starve. We're an island, okay? We're not Japan. We need the boat.
Hey, Japan's an island too. Hey.
Oh, it's a massive island. You know what? It's not even
It's not
comparison.
massive. It's not. It's very small, actually. It's smaller than the state of California. Yeah. So,
Oh, it is.
yeah.
California's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah, but
fourth largest economy in the world, man.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
California. Yeah. That's right.
I hope I'll play Persona. It was
Persona
I guess
3
it's
DLC. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that Tuesday? All right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. See, like I said, my daughter's starting pre-K at full time, so she'll be at school every day of the week instead of just 3 days.
There's your excuse, man. There's your
So I'll
excuse
have
right there. Yeah.
possibly more time.
What do you
I
mean
might
possibly more time? You're gonna have
well,
more
I
time for sure.
should try to work more.
Okay.
yeah.
Should
Yeah.
or do
Should.
things that I
Sure.
don't get to around the house. You know.
Yeah.
Work by work he means P3 DLC.
Maybe a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sneaking some time.
Burley, what are you playing and streaming?
I'll still be doing some Outlaws, but this little guy, Astrobot, I've
Yeah.
got it already installed and ready, queued up for Monday.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
Space Marine 2, if I end up either getting the copy from that I've applied as a content creator, or if not, I have one of my a coworker of mine. They got hit by some expenses and they weren't as big, and they got it with one of their PC parts, so they'd be selling me the code he gets.
Nice.
So for cheap. So if I do end up getting it, there you go. There's 2 extra takes that could be coming in the next coming
goodness.
late this week or next week.
Okay. Yeah. Keeping me busy as usual, Burley. Yeah. So thanks for that.
You know me.
Appreciate it. So, and appreciate all of the viewers and everybody that comes to the Arena Productions. And of course, you can also listen to us in audio format. So over on Spotify. So the link is below. So yeah, check if you're on the go, if you're in the car and you're listening. Yes, you can listen to us over on Spotify. And we do have, of course, our Twitter and X account here. So what be on tap? So the Arena Productions. So please go and check us out and follow us on Twitter as well. And Carl, I'm considering opening a Threads account. I don't know if I don't know
goody.
about that yet. Yeah. Yeah.
You should. They're growing a lot.
They're growing a lot. Okay.
Twitter is shrinking and people are fleeing. They lost a whole country over there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not looking good.
Expat. TikTok is where it's at. Come on, we need shorts.
Well, make them and put them on there.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. I'm gonna open the Arena Productions TikTok and just
And I'll
run
give
that
you
there.
I'll give you access so
There you go.
then you can start so then you can start
There you
throwing
go.
stuff up there for us.
No, I never ever use TikTok, and even when there's like a link, you click on it and it makes you like try to log in or something. I'm like, no, I don't have a login, so I'm never gonna look at your content. It's never.
You don't know
Not
what you're
you, not
missing.
you specifically. I mean, like just TikTok.
I use TikTok all the time. It's
Yeah.
so many great
It's addictive.
memes
It
come
can
out
be
of it.
it could be addictive, yeah, for sure.
I assume it's like Instagram, right? With the
It's
what do
more
they call
like
the video?
stories
YouTube Shorts.
or
Yeah,
think of it that.
shorts. Yeah,
Where
it's
you just
close to
scrolling, infinite scrolling of doom.
Why did I forget what they even call it on Threads? Not Threads. On Instagram, the name of their like video.
Reels.
Reels, yeah.
See, I'm that far away from this. My wife sends me reels every once in a while. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
funny. A lot of times, I don't get it at first. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I don't. Why? Like, it's
So
not
Leah,
into that like style.
you make a video, then you send it to me, and I could post it on YouTube as a short and on TikTok. So if you make a version for TikTok and a version for YouTube,
You just gotta give her free reign to be your TikTok
yeah,
representative.
I need to do that. Definitely, that
That's
that
that's
saves me a lot more
dangerous,
time.
but
Yeah.
you gotta trust me. I'll
Dangerous.
do great. I'll just do like a compilation of
We
every
trust.
time Burley tried to
Yeah.
choke Fubu, and it's like put it on the countdown.
There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
So fun.
Okay, so want to thank all of you that came and viewed. Donovan Viper, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on in. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Char, thank you so much for coming on in. Everybody that watches also in video on demand, thank you so much for coming in. All of you that were not in the chat but were viewing, thank you so much, and we appreciate all your support and your support moving forward. Thank you so much. So now it's time to give our information on our indie recording artist for this episode. Each week we do an indie recording artist spotlight to end the show with our outro and spotlight their music. So this week's spotlight is on Cam Monroe. So East Tennessee singer-songwriter Cam Monroe has been writing and performing for a decade, driven by acoustic guitar and catchy melodies that support intentional lyricism. Cam's music has been well received, collecting over 1 million streams combined on Spotify. From his album titled Letting Go, and the song is called Control. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 185. I've been your host, Expat, along with the crew here, Burley of Burleman Gaming, Turn-Based Carl, and Leah the Hatless, and hopefully Fubu87 will be back with us next week. So anyway, take care and have a great week of gaming, and we hope to catch you in the next episode next week. So take care, everybody, and enjoy your week of gaming. Peace.